Welcome to the Global Businesswomen's Pod, brought to you by the Greater Houston Women's Chamber of Commerce. I am Susan Dyson and proud to be the CEO, President, and founder of the Chamber. Please join us for this empowering podcast every Thursday at 6 p.m.
Tell me about yourself, kind of your personal bio outside of work.
Okay. Well, for starters, I am relatively new to my position here as Audience Development Director at the Ensemble Theatre as well. I will make a year here this upcoming mid-May. My background is in arts, entertainment, and media management with a focus in music business. I also have a background in film, video, and television production. I've worked for BET Networks with their marketing and their programming department. I've also worked with Amazon and with Nielsen Ratings, as well as a whole slew of mid-size and startup entertainment and media-based businesses.
Wow. Wow, that's impressive. Okay.
Thank you.
Am I gonna see you being like a producer for a big time movie soon?
You know what? I hope so. Got some projects in the works outside of the Ensemble Theatre that I hope are leading in that direction. I'm also a recording artist, so I have an album out that has visuals as well. And then I'm working on several television and short film projects right now. And, we'll see what 2023 has to bring. Hopefully a lot of good
you're
things.
on the correct path there. So from what I hear, so that's amazing. I'm truly inspired by that. Yeah, I could see you being a big time producer for a movie. So you're on the right route.
That's awesome.
Next stop is Hollywood, right?
That's right.
So I think you answered kind of my second question. It was tell us about your experience and you
Oh yeah, I went down.
Yeah, but what exactly led you to your career, besides the experience that you've already listed, I guess when you were a child and high school, what, continuing education, any of that. Tell me about that, how it led you, from the very beginning and how it led you to your, you being the director of audience development for the Ensemble Theatre.
Okay. So I actually started off in childhood. I was on a local children's show when I was around age 10. And so that was the first time I was kind of introduced into entertainment, took dance classes and different things up to there. When I started fifth grade, I started playing the violin. And then by the time I was in, I think seventh grade, somewhere middle school, I started also playing the upright bass and the piano, and then eventually started songwriting by the time I started high school. I did not go to an arts focused high school or a performing arts high school, but I did partake in all of the performing arts programs at my high school.
Wow.
So I did everything from the symphony orchestra, I did choir, the performance choir, I did the acting classes, the dance classes, and some of the like public speaking type classes, not really debate, but just more like I don't want to say lectures, but I don't know I don't have the proper vocabulary term, but pretty much public speaking outside of debate type classes. And so I graduated. I started college at a performing arts college, and that's where I got involved in the music industry. I wanted to be a recording artist from the time that I graduated, so I thought that it'd be wise for me to learn the business. So I did that and had a focus in marketing. I actually had my first internship as a sophomore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're supposed to wait till your senior year, but I actually had publicity and public relations internship as a sophomore. Then I transferred schools and I ended up finishing school at Rutgers and graduated with a film, television, and video production degree with a minor in interdisciplinary entertainment studies.
Wow.
So from there, something that I used to do on the side was help with set design and wardrobe styling. So I kind of got myself through school doing that, as well as, events. I did a little bit of modeling, to kind of get through college. So by the time I graduated, my first real job in entertainment was with Neek, is NIK, and it's
NIK, that was your first musical job?
No, that was my first entertainment media industry job. So it's an international fashion magazine that used to be in publication in the 2010s. And I was initially brought on as a assistant to the film and photo department when they would do the going to the different African fashion weeks and cover the events, the runway shows, different things and around the country. And I got promoted into one of their lead stylists for the photo shoots that were produced in-house. And I was also the social media manager. That was when, that was a very new type of position.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that was my first entertainment industry job. And then from there, it took me a while before I started getting acclimated with the larger companies. I worked for a theater as an actor for a while. It's called Unity Theaters in Newark, New Jersey. And I was doing that, as well as promoting my own music, I was trying to also market myself as a stylist in addition to that. So I was doing a lot of contract and gig work for a couple of years. And then eventually I got linked in with Amazon when they were on the cusp of developing or expanding the Alexa product line. So I worked with just all of their outreach to the community, everything that had to do with Amazon Music. They were really trying to push Amazon Prime. They were competing with Netflix at the time. So I was working with a team that did that for a couple years. And then I went from there to working with Nielsen ratings. And then I came here.
Goodness. That's one long journey. That's great. That's really good.
With a lot of short
It makes
stops.
you very well-rounded though. I mean, and you've been exposed in plenty of departments to get where you're at though. I mean, that's.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think you answered number 3 also. What have you done in audience development? So you're ahead of the game here. I guess my next question is, what do you like most about musical theater?
What I like most is the performance aspect. I love to perform myself, and so I can appreciate it from the standpoint as an artist and performer. I'm one of my things outside of just music is design and costume. It's something that I also do. So being able to be intricately involved with that process, see things to start to finish, and then having the responsibility of making sure that the great art that is produced here at the Ensemble Theater is not only shown to the public, but promoted in such a way that does it justice. Making sure that, they get the attention, admiration, and credit that they deserve for the hard work that they put in collectively as the artistic department. There's some beautiful, beautiful work that is produced at the Ensemble Theater. Everything from the set design and the whole design team that works on the sets, the individuals that get hired to do the costumes and the wardrobe styling here, even our, hair and makeup artists, and especially, our performers, just every piece is so vital and necessary, and every piece is perfect in its own way. And, that's all of it collectively is my attraction. And, it's what keeps me going in my position on a daily basis.
That is neat. I'm trying to put into words and notes here. You should have had an article or a book published a long time ago.
Yeah, it's something that's been on my list of, my to-do list for several years. So I don't know, maybe 2023 is that year.
I hope so. I'm with you on that too. Can you describe your daily routine in your current position as the director of audience development?
So my current routine, it varies from day to day. Currently, I do have a colleague that works with me on some of the marketing, but it's just us doing the full range of marketing activities. So I could be doing anything from evaluating the marketing plan to see, how on target we are with the marketing goals that have been set forth overall, as well as for each individual show and product that the theater produces. I do a lot of publicity and public relations work, especially as we have main stage shows approaching. So that ranges from everything from developing the press release, making sure that we have press photos available for news media outlets, contacting press, making sure that we have theater reviewers coming in to review the plays, developing plans where we can get more new audiences, hence audience development, into the theater. So that could range from anything from having influencers come out, working with VIPs, or working with various types of new media outlets in the form of internet-based digital and podcast media come out and cover the theater, cover the shows, cover the programs, or cover any one or more of the great individuals that work here. So there's a lot of that happens. There's also a promotions aspect as far as the distribution of print materials such as flyers, season brochures, and playbills. I develop the press kits, and that's the majority of what my day is, with some other small things here and there, making sure that there's appearances lined up for like our actors and our artistic director, Eileen J. Morris, as well as others in the theater that are doing a lot, especially with the community. Like our associate artistic director, Rachel Hemphill Dixon, our director of youth engagement, Stephen J. Scott, and some others.
Okay. That's okay. So it sounds like it's mostly marketing too that you do on a day-to-day basis.
Yes, it's very, very marketing heavy.
Well, maybe I could ask you for a few tips then.
Absolutely.
What would you say is what are some most important skills as a director of audience development to have?
Well, I do think that you need to know and understand marketing from the science of marketing as well as the art and the creative aspects of marketing. You have to have both the technical skills of being able to conduct the data research necessary to understand where your organization is in a general scheme of things, identify who your target audiences are. And it also takes that creativity equally, because you have to know what's going to aesthetically attract new audiences, as well as maintain the quality of art that established audiences are used to. So I think that the biggest skill is just not having that marketing mind, and then being able to go from the scientific technical side of it to the creative artistic side of it, as needed, so that you can accomplish the goals that are set forth for your organization or wherever you happen to be conducting marketing activities.
That is very true of everything you just said too. I think it's important to have in just about almost every industry. There has to be some, marketing passion, marketing driven, skills to have.
Yeah. Yep.
So how do you stay motivated at work?
I'm motivated primarily through the art and wanting the overall vision of the overall mission and the overall vision of the Ensemble Theatre's founder, George Hawkins. Those are both huge motivating factors. I sincerely believe that the Ensemble Theatre is not only an important part of Houston culture, but of Black history overall, nationally. This theater has been the home of a lot of firsts and a lot of onlys, and that's important for the greater story of just the African American legacy nationally, as well as, to the African diasporic legacy as well. So those are huge motivating factors in making sure that those goals and that vision continues, which is a key point in audience development, because as more people in our community, and especially within the culture, come of age, they need to know that the Ensemble Theater is just as important as the Apollo Theater, and places like that have that historical relevance where it's almost a household name.
I guess you're kind of getting into the question, why do you think ensemble is important in theater?
I think
Too
that
much
was
the historical relevance.
I think that there are many reasons. I think that we have a very unique mission in terms of preserving the African American legacy through the art form of theater and being able to tell our stories in our own voices. I think that's probably one of the most important points, and making sure that that continues to happen, which again is also why I place that high value on, just it not only being a important part of Houston culture, but also of African American, greater African American culture and history.
That was beautifully said.
Thank you.
And let's see. What is the work environment and culture like in ensemble theater?
The environment is very artistically driven, which allows for a great amount of co-collaboration across everything that we have to do here, from the business to the art. We're a small staff, so there's, we don't have, tons of people walking around the building. We speak openly with each other. We're honest with each other, and we work together cohesively to make sure that we produce the level of quality of art to the public that that we should.
And as in your current position, what are your goals further in theater?
So my goals for the my position here and the organization are to create a bridge in which new audiences do start to come. One of my primary goals is, most of our dedicated patrons are older Gen Zers, boomers, and so forth, older generations of people. So I definitely want to create opportunities for more millennials, from younger to older millennials, are getting involved with the theater on a consistent basis and becoming that new base of support for the theater in the far, in terms of, being subscribers, dedicated patrons, donors, etc. And also creating opportunities for Gen Zers to start getting involved more with the theater. We have a youth program. It's called the Young Performance Program. The children that are participants in the Young Performance Program generally go on into different facets and areas of the arts and entertainment industry. And so definitely making sure that, they're properly supported by not only the Ensemble Theatre extended family, but also by the community, and that those careers that are budding get the support that they deserve. So definitely developing new audiences, hence my title, and making sure that, that they are firmly set to carry on the legacy as the current patrons and subscribers, those the current customer base in the target market, continues the age that we have, those that are coming in to continue the legacy and represent in the way that it has been represented since the onset of the Ensemble Theatre.
Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you again next Thursday at 6 p.m.